guys, and welcome back to my channel. So I'm not entirely sure what vlog this is going to be, but I've just been editing. I've just been literally just sat on my sofa. I pulled it out as a sofa bed. I've got my laptop and I've just been editing all of our moving footage and the footage of the hamsters, and I thought I'd just give a quick update to the flat while I've got a minute. I'm wearing a jumper today because last week it literally was like 35 degrees, I'm not even joking, and it's cloudy, rainy and miserable today. So I'm wearing my Florida Mickey Mouse jumper that I got from Uniqlo. But yeah, I thought I'd give you a quick flat update and just show you a few of the little things I have done around the flat this week, because I feel like I've actually made some progress and I feel like I finally don't need to buy anything else. I feel like it's all done. I'll start off in the bedroom. But I hung this mirror. I'm not actually going to get a desk anymore. Well, I might eventually, but not right now, because I always do my makeup in the mirror, so keeping this area nice and clear. But yeah, I got this mirror, and I also got some storage solution for my wardrobe. So I got two of these flowery little boxes. I was going to put these grey ones down here and get some more grey ones from top of the cupboards, but they had sold out of the grey ones when I went to IKEA last week, so I got these from my mum's house, which I had in my wardrobe there. And one is got like the little drawers, and then one's just a basket to keep all my jumpers, and then I've got leggings and like chill out clothes. And then in here I got this, so this is also from my mum's house. I basically just got this to put my jeans and stuff in, and then tops, because originally I wanted to get like a 3-piece wardrobe, and it had a whole section of shelves, but sadly they didn't have it when we went, so I've kind of had to make do. And then I've just got loads of room up there now. It's actually made so much space, so that's all done. So the bedroom's pretty much done, apart from decoration on the walls, but that's going to be next month's task. And we've actually managed to be like saving money again this month, which is quite nice. So a month after moving in, we've finally got to the position where we've got everything, we can start saving money again. So next month, our budget that we've got to buy stuff for the house, we're going to look at some prints. And then over here I've just got 2 hooks. I got them yesterday in the post. I might add a third one just for jackets and my bags and stuff, and then that one's for Chris. And then I've just got my Polaroid camera, which I brought back from my mum's house, and all my hand sanitizers. And then I've got a mask there. I just keep it by the door so I don't forget it. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this mirror just yet, but it's staying there for now. And then in here we finally got a sideboard. I think I showed you that in my last vlog, but this is from B&M and I absolutely love it. It's very similar to the next range of furniture. I'm not entirely sure which range, what it's called, but it looks very similar. But I finally got my dream of having an alcohol cupboard, so we've got all of our wine, spirits and a few beers as well for when Chris's friends come round, and then my gin making kit in there, which is quite nice because I feel like when we're entertaining we can just open that out. In here I've got all of my camera stuff. Obviously I'm trying to pick up my camera and film more, so I've just put all my accessories and my big Canon camera in there. And then in here I've got a few board games, and then our like cleaning stuff out. I know if any hamster people are watching this, balls are so bad, but sometimes when I clean that Carl out, he gets so fast and speedy. I'll just put him in there literally just for 5 minutes, and I know it's not the best. I'm looking at getting a playpen for him, but at the moment we've just got this just while we're waiting to get that. And then at the back we've just got all of their treats and things, and extra tube and stuff for their cage. So we've got like some little nut muffins, some little fruit carrot bars. We've got these rodent mini sticks as well, some shrimp cookies, and then some sweet corn bites, which my mum kindly bought all of those for them because she calls them her grand fur babies. And then we've just got their food in there, and a little spot cleaner cage. I'll show you the cages in a moment. But next to it I've just got a little lamp and this little plate that says pretty things on it. I couldn't really decorate much because I thought this was going to be bigger than it was. To be fair, I didn't measure it, I just saw it and liked it. It was £60 reduced from 90, so an absolute bargain. And then obviously we got their new cage, and I think his last cage was about this big on there, so yeah, can't really put much decoration. But we've moved the little side table here, and I've got a little aloe vera plant which is looking a little bit sorry for itself at the moment, because when I brought it back home from my mum's house in the car, it got a little bit crushed, but I'm hoping it'll survive and it looks pretty. Then over here we've just got Carl's old cage. I think I'm going to sell it because someone can make use of it. It's not the best cage and I feel a bit bad selling it, but I think maybe for like some mice or something it could be a really nice cage for them, because I believe mice like to climb. So I'm going to put that on Facebook Marketplace and see if anyone wants it. I've cleaned it and sterilised it and everything, so that's nice and clean. I also, don't know if I filmed it, but I said I hated this wire going that way. I finally got an extension cable to go under here, so all the wires are hidden, which again is such a small little thing, but I feel like whenever you move house, it's those little things that just are so insignificant at the time of moving house, and then eventually, like after a month of living somewhere, you finally start to do those little things. I feel like that's what I did this weekend, is I've hung up all the hooks I wanted to, put the mirror up that I wanted to. It's just the little finishing touches to the house that you do think, okay, it's finally a home, which is really nice. Yeah, just putting that little extension cable, even though it's such an insignificant thing in the grand scheme of things, makes me feel so happy. And then the last thing that I've done in here is I bought this clock from Wilko. It is slightly wonky, but that's just the mechanism that hands it up, and I really can't bother to mess around with it because it took me a while to get it balanced anyway, because there was a hook already in there. But I think this looks really nice above the TV. It's got like that industrial kind of vibe. So yeah, I feel like this room is finally done, and we can start looking at prints, which is what we're going to get next month hopefully. I've been looking on Desenio and some of the other, like, is it Poster Store, I think I've been looking on to see what kind of prints we'd like, but it's just difficult trying to pick things because they're not expensive as in the prints themselves, they're quite cheap, so they're like £3 or £4 each, but obviously when you're adding a lot to your basket adds up, and then the frames are the thing that costs a lot. But I can just order them from IKEA because they do similar sizes. So yeah, I feel like I've achieved a lot this weekend, and I finally feel happy about living here. I felt happy anyway, but I think it's just when you've got little things around the flat that bug you, and I'm like, okay, that really needs doing, and now I've finally done it. But I'll show you the hamster cages now as well. I know it might not be interesting to a lot of people, but I've got really into like researching hamsters, making sure they've got the best homes and properly like going into it, and I feel really bad that they ever lived in that little cage. I mean, Maggie spent 3 weeks of her life in it, but that's just because she was so small. It didn't really matter because it is a decent-ish size, not really, but just while we went to get the other one. And so I got Carl's from Pets at Home. It's £75 for this cage, which is a lot when you think about it, but I suppose if you just buy it straight out, you don't have to like buy a little one first and then it's not too bad. I went back to see my mum this weekend and went into Pets at Home near her, and they had an X show display one for £60. There's a few bits missing from it, but it really didn't matter. It was like one of the little hides, but I didn't use it on that cage anyway. So saving £15 is really good. But I'll quickly show you them. I'm going to fold the sofa away. Literally just lifts up and then pushes in. It's such a good sofa. But I'll show you hers first. So she is awake at the moment. I'll try not to disturb her too much, but she did just come out. I think she can just hear me talking and heard me open the cage. But she's taken this really nice little hide as her home. I didn't put any bedding in there. She's completely made that herself. But on here, she's got some tubing that goes along and then there's like a little zigzag, and she was really enjoying that yesterday. Then I decided on this one. From like the videos before of Carl's, he had both of his levels and it didn't really give that much room, so I decided for hers to put this one up here so she can get to her tubes and stuff, and she didn't really use that floor, it's kind of just there. for the tubes and everything. And then down here she's got the food bowl at the back and then a little slide, and then some little platforms and things. I think eventually I might get rid of this level and kind of put this just here and then not use this one, because it does take up a lot of room. And I do want to make the cage a little bit more natural, by getting like a climbing structure or something for her, or like a burrowing box, like a proper, because she's got enough bedding in here to burrow. She was burrowing in here yesterday because I got it's just here actually, a toilet roll tube for her to climb through to encourage her to burrow, but I think she's just taken a preference to this little hide. And then over here she's got a little carrot hide box as well, that was from Pets at Home. And then above that she's got a little like log thing, which she'd taken an interest to yesterday, but because she's still quite small, I think she's 10 weeks now, she's not too interested in eating a lot, so these chews should hopefully last her a long time. She's got this little strawberry chew toy which she does play with sometimes, she's not really interested. And I got her, well, my mum actually got them this natural like rope thing. I might move it closer to here, but yesterday she was climbing up it and chewing on it, so it's quite good to keep them interested, because obviously it's higher to reach, so they've got to work for it. And then I turned the wheel that came with this cage into a big sand bath for her, and she absolutely loves digging in there. And then round the back of the shavings, she can burrow in there as well, so yeah, it's really good for her. There's lots of stuff to do. At the moment she has got this little tiny flying sauce wheel. It's okay for her now. We are going to get her one of the big wheels that Carla's got eventually, but again, because she's quite small at the moment, we're just trying to introduce one thing at a time instead of just changing her entire living thing. I got this corn toy when we got Carl, and neither of them like it. I swear they are a con. They much prefer the natural things because she just doesn't care. And then in here I've also sprinkled some of her food around. I do put it in the bowl, but I've also put some food around for her to forage, and she was doing that yesterday, which is good. But yeah, I absolutely love this. I think eventually, yeah, I'd like to put this maybe in this corner, and then a wheel along the back, and then I'd like to get some like kind of border to have like an entire sand bath at one side, and then just all, I'm going to get all Carefresh. I'm not going to use the shavings anymore. I just wanted to use them up. So yeah, I'm going to use sand in like up to here and have the wheel and like a few toys on there, and then all of this. And I think eventually I'd like to get some kind of material to block it all off so I can add some more bedding, so she can burrow a lot. She has shown some interest in it, but obviously we've got the hides as well. It'd be nice to get her, I've seen a Trixie hide like burrow box which would fit in here, so I think I'd like to get one of them and just kind of make it a bit more natural and not have as many layers to climb on. And then also I need to sort out her water bottle because it's leaking quite a bit, which is not good. So yeah, that's her cage. Just put this back on, and I really like about these, it's a G7X Hamster Heaven. I really like that you can open the entire front bit, especially with the new hamster, because she's still a little bit shy. Not really, she'll come out and sit on you and everything, but she's not as comfortable as Carl is. But yeah, it gives you a lot of chance to get them and pick them up and interact with them, whereas her old cage, the little blue one I just showed you, you couldn't really get in because there were so many ladders and things in the way. So I definitely like the open plan of this one. And taking you over to Carl's, I'll try and not disturb him. He has not got any of the tubes on because he was showing like weird kind of erratic behaviour with them, because they are actually meant to have this green bed on top of here, and as you can see he's chewed all of the paint off of it, which we thought was the heat at first, but he's not really chewed any other area of his cage. He has done here, but that was just when he wants to come out, he'll literally chew it briefly, but that was like, he looked stressed. And I kind of put it down to that he'd got up the tube and then just felt panicked that he couldn't get back down, so he'd taken them out. They're clearly just not for him. His cage is a little bit more natural than hers, and again I think eventually I would like to just have this pink platform and get rid of this one because it just takes up a lot of unnecessary space. I like the wooden logs. He has been chewing on these, which is nice, and the little bridge thing, because it's good to sharpen their teeth, or like stop them from growing too long, which is nice. But yeah, he doesn't really use the hides, and he hasn't got as much bedding in, and I don't know if he just doesn't like burrowing or there's not enough for him to burrow, but I filled this whole thing up, like the green thing was covered in bedding all up here. He's a bigger hamster, I thought I'll cover it all, and he just does not care. He just walks over it. I tried putting a toilet roll tube in for him to get through, he does not care. So I think eventually I'm going to get rid of this, keep this still quite a little bit high, and use the bridge to get up to it, and I'm going to get him one of them activity tube things and cover that with bedding to kind of encourage him to burrow, because I know that that's what hamsters naturally like. But at the moment he's just got his little green bed, which he kind of has to burrow to get into, but yeah, he just doesn't seem that interested in it. I also got him a climbing frame because he really enjoys climbing the bars, and I thought he'd chew on this. He doesn't care. He will literally shove past it to climb up the side, so literally that's a big middle finger to me. So I might clean this and give it to Maggie and see if she likes it. But this is the wheel that we've got for him. It's the silent spinner from Amazon. It's an absolute bargain. I think it's about £13. I have looked at the Trixie wooden wheel ones, but I just don't like that you can't properly clean them because they're wooden. I feel like they just smell, so I do like the plastic ones of these. And again, he's got like a chew toy, he's got a big sand bath as well. He used the same wheel that came in the cage because I don't like how small the wheel is, so I thought I'd use it as a sand bath. I would eventually like to have more sand in there, but I didn't realise you could use, is it children's play sand? So I want to buy some of that. I know you have to bake it and things before, I believe. I watched a video briefly of it the other day, but I only had a small little pack of sand between the two of them. But yeah, I really like his cage, but eventually I think we are going to get rid of these green ones and just get more like natural hides and things. I do love this cage, and I love that eventually, if we wanted to, you could build like adaptations to them. By using the tubes and stuff, you could build like an extra hide or something on top. I mean, not me personally because I'm not very creative, but they are really good cages. It's 80 by 50 I think, which is the minimum I believe, but because we get them out a lot to interact, I don't feel too bad. And I've also noticed that since we have upgraded the cage, Carl has been awake for longer periods of time overnight. He gets up about 7:30 now. They both do. It's literally like having kids, and they get up about 7:30 and they'll go to bed at about 6 in the morning, which is really nice because before he'd literally get up for an hour and go back to bed, and I just think that's because he was so unhappy. So it is nice to see. I'm gonna stop rambling now, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.